Okay, back for part 3. Hopefully I'll be able to see comments here. I went back and I found the comments. Don't know why they didn't come up. Every time I scroll it just said so-and-so was watching, so-and-so was watching, and there was no commenting. So I thought you were all very quiet. Now I know I was wrong. It's just my phone playing up. Okay, so we got 6 people back. Okay, we'll just wait another 5 seconds or so, and then we'll get into it. So I found some good questions in those few minutes, and so yeah, we'll go through and we'll do them because they were from the previous session, and then we'll continue with the rest later. Okay, how do you stop yourself from feeling triggered? Good question. Good question. And it will be a different answer for everybody. Okay, so what you have to remember is that when something triggers you, it's usually because you're being shown an area of your life or a belief that you need to look at. Okay, so this is really important. Okay, so when you're triggered, you have a belief or a thought about the situation that you disagree with, or you feel uncomfortable with, or it brings up some emotional response. So you need to look at that. Okay, and it's always about the beliefs that you have about it. Okay, about the situation that is triggering you. So how do you stop yourself from feeling triggered? By changing your beliefs, looking at them, understanding them, and changing them. I just saw Susan's little picture against the tree. I thought someone was standing over my shoulder and nearly cacked myself. That's me. I'm easily scared and spooked. So yeah, so if I say to you, you're fat, you're ugly, and you're not good for anything. If you have an emotional response, or you feel like, oh my God, who the hell is this person, and F her, and this and that, then what I'm giving you the opportunity is for you to look at yourself and your beliefs and say, well, why did I respond in that way? Why did those words affect me like that? God, what a horrible person. When in fact I'm not a horrible person. I'm telling you you're fat, you're ugly, and you're not good for anything because a part of you responding believes it. Maybe you have a little bit of self-doubt issues or a lack of self-esteem. Maybe you're feeling that you don't like your body, or you don't like your looks. Okay, that's what you need to look at. Why don't you like your body? What is it about your looks that you don't like? And deal with that. Why do you feel that what I said about you being good for nothing, why does that even resonate with you? Okay, and it's always about you. It's never about the other person. Some people are just plain mean. They're just mean. They say it because they can. And social media and the internet has been a great tool for people to show their true colors without getting punched in the face. Okay, remember, before social media, before the internet, you would never say something in fear of getting punched in the face. Now people are just mean because they can be. They don't have that fear of backlash. They just block you and move on like nothing happened. You know, there's no consequences. Okay, now I can see this commenting box. Yes, I can see the comments too. Something happened, I don't know. Somebody may be playing with it. So you know, some people can be just rude, mean, disrespectful, and just plain nasty. But it doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter what people say. It does not matter what people do. It doesn't matter who they are. They can be your partner, your child, your loved one. People will express things from their own perception and from their own inner standing. I hate using that term, inner standing. But it's the inner, their inner life, what's going on within themselves that they're coming from. So it's really important to know that when people do and say things, it actually has nothing to do with you. Not a damn thing. Absolutely nothing. The only way it has something to do with you as if you have actually done something to deserve it, or if you allow yourself to be affected by it. Okay, so I can tell each one of you, none of you I would ever hire to work in a center. None of you are worthy. Every single one of you are like the piece of crap that I walked in this morning. Do I mean it? Yeah, from my perspective. Does it mean anything to you? No, because my words, my perspective, my outburst is from an internal point, and I'm making it external. Doesn't mean it has anything to do with you. And no, by the way, I do not mean it. It's just an example. Okay, so how do we stop ourselves from being triggered by this? By understanding it's nothing to do with us. It really isn't. And if you really, really are triggered, you have a belief or a thought about the situation or what is being said that rings true. Perfect opportunity for you to say, okay, I was triggered by that. I can't believe I lost my shit again. The same thing again and again and again. Oh my God, I'm going to do my head in. Perfect opportunity to say, okay, right, I know that I just sit around and don't do anything. I know I'm lazy. Maybe I should make an effort. Maybe what they're saying is actually true. Being triggered is an opportunity to be truthful, and you want to be truthful with yourself, and it's really, really hard because we don't like the truth. We want everyone to tell us we're doing a great job. We want everyone to say, hey, you know, well done on that, when in fact we know really in our hearts that we only gave 5% effort. We don't deserve anything. We didn't earn it. We didn't make an effort on it. So, you know, when you're triggered, there is that part of you that believes it. So if it's not true, it's time you changed your beliefs. If it is true, start working on it. Start improving yourself. Start dealing with it. Okay? And it is working through your triggers is consistent. It needs consistency. It doesn't happen overnight. Okay? They say it takes 30 days to reprogram the mind. But that is consistent. That's not just when you think about it. Okay? And always remember, 9 times out of 10, you're triggered or upset or have an emotional response because the person said something that you actually resonate. Somewhere deep down within your psyche, within your mind, you resonate with it. Okay? It may not be on the surface. You may have to go hunting and digging, but it'll be there. It will be there. Okay? Turn back page. Okay. Alright, let's go through back the comments. Let's go back through the comments. Hope I don't stuff it up. Okay. Now I can, yeah, I read that one. Aren't our reality. Sometimes it is our reality, sometimes it's not. It just have to, it depends on the situation. Every situation is totally different. Okay? Every situation is different. Because if I'm turning the camera sideways because the sun is shining on it, because we know it's not true, which is why we don't get triggered. When I'm triggered, it reminds me of events from my past, like feeling controlled as an example. Exactly, Jeanette, exactly. Yes, bully is hard to take and hard to understand it. Yeah, look, it really is. It really is. Sometimes, you know, I've been bullied my entire life from the day I was born, because I was born out of wedlock, and you know, my mum left my father disappeared, and none of my extended family, my grandmother, the rest of my family never really accepted me as part of the family. And you know, I was always treated like a piece of shit from everybody. Literally every single person in my life except my mum and one of my brothers. Everyone else in my life treated me like crap. So it really is hard, but I now know that they were only coming from their own inner perspective. They didn't accept me because they, from their own beliefs, I was not part of the family. Didn't mean I wasn't part of the family, just meant from their perspective I wasn't part. So while it did have a huge impact on my life, it made me understand that people come from their belief system, and it has nothing to do with you. You may be the on the end of it, copying it, but it really has nothing to do with you. Okay, so sometimes it's not about you, it's about them, but it's how you deal with it that makes all the difference. Okay, you have to make a decision. Yeah, you got to be honest with yourself, and you got to really think, do I deal with this? Sometimes, remember, no reaction is a reaction. It's a choice to not react. So in everything, you are choosing a reaction. Okay, so it doesn't matter what it is. You need to decide what you're going to do with it. When you're triggered, you track back to when you first ever felt like that, and trust comes from childhood trauma. It does. It really does, and it's one of the hardest things to get over. But we're moving forward, and it's our choice what to do with it. Okay, it is It is just envy of what and how we survive that treatment. Yeah. Look, we need to use it in a positive way, and this is what we're doing on our development. Our journey of self-development is using our experiences in a positive way for positive purposes, rather than wallowing in self-pity and victim mentality. So, yep, I'll get to I don't even know how to pronounce it, Akashic, the records. Let's just call them the records. I've heard so many people say it a different way. It blows my mind. So yes, we will talk about the records. Okay. When someone is annoying you every meeting and I have to get rid of that negative feeling after each meeting, is it normal? Yes. So what you want to do in that situation is you want to make sure that before you go into the meeting, that you are in a higher vibrational state, you are centered, and you are focused on yourself. This is where you want to put your blinkers on, so that you don't allow anybody else's negativity to affect you. And I learned this yesterday, and in a very different situation, doing the Mind Over Matter workshop. The birds really got to me. There were bloody pterodactyls everywhere. They're huge. And I'm not scared of birds, but when they all, surround you and just stand there staring at you with their 10-inch beaks and 20-inch talons looking at you, it tends to unnerve you. And I lost my train of thought and was a bit muddled there for a moment. And, I found out this morning that Spirit sent those birds to distract me on purpose, so that I could learn to focus and work through it. And I'm like, thanks a lot. So you really need to have blinkers and stay in your own lane. Literally stay in your own lane. People will do everything. Negative people will do everything to annoy you and to get to you, because they feed off it. So really important to put on the blinkers and surround yourself with white light, stand in your own confidence, and ignore everything else that's going on around you. As was explained to me this morning, I should be able to do the workshops in the middle of a raging bushfire without being distracted. It's like, yeah, you're going to surround me with water and all as well? But you know what I mean. Okay, it's a ripple effect. They will not be healed. That's right. Back. Okay, definitely learned in life how one reacts matters. Absolutely. How one reacts to situations and everything is the important thing. It's not the most important thing. It is the important thing. Because remember, your situation, it doesn't matter what the situation is. The situation may not change. So the reality of it won't actually change. The situation itself won't change. But how you experience it will change by how you respond and react to it. Okay, so you can be in a car accident. That situation's not going to change. You're in that car accident, whether you like it or not. But how you respond and react to being in that car accident is how you're going to experience it. So you can sit there and damn and curse the other driver and curse the universe and blah 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 and hate everyone and oh, my life is such a mess and blah 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 blah, and you're going to have a really bad experience. Or you can sit there and go, that's insured, that's right, I'll just get a hire car for a couple of days or a week or so until it's fixed. It's not a problem. In that case, it goes from a mountain down to not even a speed bump. It's just like, oh well, a minor inconvenience. Same situation, exactly the same. Nothing's changed in the situation, but you experience it completely differently simply by the way you choose to respond. And it's the same with people. Exactly the same with people. It's your choice how you respond to them, and what they've said and what they've done doesn't change it, but it changes everything about your experience of it. Okay? I found that the meaner the person, the more annoying they tend to be. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so we'll go on to the records. I don't know how to say that word. Akash, Akashic, Akashic. Who cares? Let's just call them the A records there. The A records. I've heard so many different people say different pronunciations. I don't know. We'll talk the records. Okay, I'm not an expert on the A records. Okay, far from it. But basically it is your soul's encyclopedia. And your soul, of course, is connected to source, creation itself. So you have absolutely every... Hang on, phone slipping out of my hand. The last thing I want to do is drop it. You have every... Akashic, okay, I say that right? Akashic. You have every ability to access those records. Now, if you are not ready, if you haven't done the work, if your beliefs are set in stone, you will not be able to get to the records accurately, and you will not be able to use them in a positive way. Okay, you need to be open, you need to be of a slightly higher vibration, because these records is your soul's encyclopedia. Every bit of experience, every thought, every memory, every trauma, every emotion, everyone that's ever been part of your life, including animals and trees and plants. And nice steam train going past. Saw it last night. Now it's going the other way. Here I am. I need to put my blinkers on. I'm getting distracted. So every single experience and contract and whatever else you can possibly imagine is stored in the A records. Okay, and you have access to all of that, but you need to be ready for that, because I'll just use religion because it's such a widely set belief system. For the very religious, I'm talking not just I follow Jesus and whatever. I'm talking the proper, devout religious. So if you have those sorts of set beliefs, you're not going to have access to the records, because your mind is not going to be open to access them. So you're blocking yourself. Okay, if you have beliefs that reincarnation is not true, that this life is all we have and that's it, you're not going to have access to them, because you're blocking yourself. You're not open to the information. Okay, and how I do that, which I don't do very often, is I go into a deep meditative state and I set my intention on the records. And when I get to the records, for me, each person will be different. Okay, for me, it's like going into a major city library, and it is just books stacked to like a 20-foot ceiling, and it's huge, absolutely huge. And I stand in the middle of the library and I just think, okay, what is it I'm after? What experience, what memory, what incarnation? I keep going to say incantation. So if I say incantation, I apologize. Incarnation. What incarnation am I after? What experience or trauma or memory am I looking for? And I focus on what I'm looking for, and I will be directed to that book in the library. And when I get to the book, I open it, and the page comes to life, and I'm transported into that experience. I don't know how anybody else does it. That's the way I do it, and I do not do it very often. Okay? Now, when you get to the experience that you're looking for, or the information you're after, or being given, okay, you will receive it according to your perception. Okay? So again, just like working with spirit, you can see a red car. Okay, now a lot of people think red car means you drive fast. You know, red, fast, it's go, go, go. For me, a red car means there's something wrong with it, because red, stoplight, stop. Something wrong, it's warning. Okay, but other people believe a red car is a symbol of going fast in the fast lane. So you will receive it according to your perception. Okay, and how you perceive the information is what you will bring away from it. Okay, so it's really important to understand that the higher your vibration and the more expansive your awareness, the more information you will have access to. So again, spiritual senses, knowledge and everything is like going to the gym. The more you work out, the more you work at your spiritual development and your vibration and all, the more access you will have to all this knowledge and to higher, more in-tune spiritual abilities or senses. Okay, so it's all related. Okay, now you can find anything. You can, the records, they take you everywhere. Different realities, different dimensions, parallel realities. So they can even show you what's going on in a parallel reality of your experiences. I do believe they can also show you future experiences and future incarnations, because everything is happening right now. There is no yesterday, there is no tomorrow, there's no past, there's no future. There is only literally 4 seconds, or rather 5 seconds. So 2 seconds previously, 2 seconds that's about to come, and the second that we're in now. So that is the now, is literally 5 seconds long. And everything happens now, and it just keeps on going. So who I was 5 seconds ago is not who I am right now. Same as you, same as the trees and the grass, and everyone is evolving and developing every single second. So your perception of everything will change, including your perception of the information from the records and spirit itself. Okay. So that's important to remember. So if you often go into the records to get information, or to, just have a look around, and you are given, you find out one experience, you go back in a month, they give you that experience again, you have access to that experience again, but now it's completely changed. It is because your perception of it has changed. Okay? Your perception of it has changed. The experience hasn't changed, but your perception of it has. So you will get more information, more detail, and you'll be able to look at it from a different perspective. Okay, so go have a look in the records. Everybody does it differently. I can only say from how I do it, and that's in a deep meditative state. Set my sights on it, and I go for it. I don't always get there. I'm usually blocked, which is why I don't do it very often, because certain people do not want me to have access to certain information. Yes, go figure that one out. And that's because I like to talk, and if I have access to certain information, that information becomes public. I don't have a filter, which signing a non-disclosure is going to be a little bit difficult. So yeah, so all good. Okay, can we ever experience enough with incarnations? No, because you can have 200 trillion incarnations and you think you've incarnated enough? No, you can go back and do more incarnations, because you can experience the same event, the same situation, the same incarnation from a different perspective. So every thought, every experience will be from a different perspective. So you can never ever have enough. You can have a rest if you want, sure. Absolutely you can. You don't have to incarnate for 10 million years. But at some point in the spirit world, because spirit likes challenges and likes growth and evolution, your spirit will say, I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored. Give me a body, I want to go have some fun. And that fun could be you being murdered. That fun could be you being homeless. That fun could mean you being a famous singer or, God forbid, a politician. So, you can be a politician every single lifetime for 10,000 lifetimes. But each of them will be totally different because you're looking at it and experiencing it from a different perspective. So you're always learning. That's one thing with spirit. If you think you've learned enough, then you're setting your ego. Okay, because there's always more to learn, and it doesn't matter how much. Okay, it doesn't matter how much experience you've got. There's always more, and the same with this lifetime. If you think you've done enough or experienced something enough, like I said this morning, I've learned enough through being homeless. No, there's always more to learn. We may not like it, but there it is. You can always do something else. Learn something else, try something else, explore something else, which again changes your perception, so changes the way you experience it. So have fun. And your spirit doesn't respond to physical pain. So if you are having your head chopped off with a massive axe, or stabbed in the stomach with a sword, or being shot in the head by a rifle or something, your spirit doesn't feel that. They just learn from the emotions and how our physical mind responds to it. So that's why your spirit don't care if you go through physical pain. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let's answer some questions. Here we go. God, it's hard to read with the sun shining. When someone is annoying you answered that one. Definitely learned in life how one reacts matters. I think I read that one. Yep. The meaner the person, yes. I do need to put on my blinkers. My husband tells me to ignore people. Do not be distracted from where you are going to a better place in the future. He said, you are busy, let things go. He is 100% right, Susie. 100% right. We all need his advice, yes. Probably don't tell him that, he'll probably get a big head, but he's 100% right. 10,000% right, 1,000,000%. He's right. I believe bullies bully others based on their own deficit and lack. Exactly. That's exactly how it is. And it's their own lack of self-esteem and lack of self-confidence and their own experiences. Usually bullies bully for protection. It's like a little chihuahua. I attack before I get attacked. That's usually where they're coming from. Sometimes it is that inner conflict, but usually they're protecting themselves, which is why they attack first. It's a survival mechanism. Obviously, we are learning all you are teaching now. Yes, and I'm learning while teaching. I'm learning to keep my blinkers on because there's a lot going on at the moment. So, can you show me what I need to see? Yeah, I don't see why not. Absolutely. Make your intentions clear, what you want to see, and when you're ready, Spirit will show you. And you won't always get what you see, what you want. You will mostly get what you need. So if you ask, okay, I want to see the last incarnation I had on Earth, the most recent one I had. It may be 5,000 years ago. It's not the most recent, but it's the one you need at the moment. Okay, so Spirit rarely gives you what you want, it gives you what you need. And we can go through lots of disappointment working with Spirit. I want to see that. I want to know this. I want to know that. And they're like, no, you're not ready. No, not yet. I'll give you this. I'll give you that. I'll give you this. It's like, I want this. It's like, no, not yet. Not yet, because you need this first before you have that. So, spirit is frustrating. Can't wait to try visiting the records. Yes. So my soul knows because I don't. Yes, your soul knows everything. Every experience you have or about to have or have had, your soul knows everything. Every single thing. It's not the job of your physical mind to know it. It's the job of your physical mind to deal with what is happening at the time. Not to predict things, not to know things. It's just your job to deal with it. Your spirit is your life. Your spirit is the one guiding your life. Your physical mind and your physical self is the one dealing with what your spirit wants to experience. So if you say, not my decision, it is. It's just your decision on a higher level. Okay? If you say, I never wanted that. It's like, yeah, you did, but you just on a higher level. Okay? I thought we're the last group of incarnation, no more incarnation. Is it right? Not exactly. The humans being born now are the last of the 3D. Okay, the last of the 3D incarnations on this planet. So your spirit, when you pass away, will go back into the spirit world, and you will incarnate again. And you will incarnate again and again and again through many different experiences and just keep creating. But the 3D is the last lot of incarnations on Earth. So everybody, many of the children being born now are being born already in 4 and 5D. And the 3D is being cleansed. So no, I think about in the next 3 to 5 years will be the very last 3D person born. Okay? So there won't be any more 3D incarnations into human vessels on Earth. Okay? Let me see. I asked the question above because I still don't know what my passion is, as an example. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your passion can change. Your passion can change, okay? My absolute passion is riding and training horses. That's been my passion from the first day I can remember to today. That's all I ever dream about. And, it's soul destroying to know that I can't do that. But that's my passion. But right now my passion is helping you guys. In a few minutes my passion will be walking my dogs, because I enjoy the fresh air and I enjoy spending time with the dogs. Your passion changes. It doesn't have to be this or that, or one thing or the other. It's what excites you in the moment that is the most important thing. So what excites you right now? Okay, is it listening to this video, or would you rather be at the beach enjoying the sun? If it's rather be at the beach enjoying the sun, turn off the video and go to the beach. If your passion is painting, go and paint. Okay, follow what excites you in the moment. Doesn't have to be this or that, or just one thing constantly. Many people, when they get their humanitarian funds and start building centers and this and that, they're going to be working in these centers, and then even while that is fulfilling them and having a wonderful time, their passion may be doing artwork or creating plants or building furniture or something. Okay, so they'll be doing that as well. Alright, so act on your passion in the moment to the best of your ability. And that's what Bashar always says. Okay, and he's one of my main mentors, so that's where I get most of my information from. Okay, so act on your passion in the moment to the best of your ability. Alright. I have a question about downloading messages from your higher being. How about the strong feeling about the funding will happen in July? But if that doesn't happen, what does that mean? Am I not reading the message correctly? Oh, I wish every message we got from Spirit was so, cut and dry, cut and paste. As easy as that. Sometimes, look, the thing with messages and intuition and feelings is that you are a multi-dimensional being existing in multi-dimensions at the same time. So you'll be feeling a lot of different things from many different dimensions because you are experiencing all of them at the same time. So in this dimension, the funds have not been released yet. In another dimension, they have been released and we are spending and having a wonderful time. In another dimension, we are already living in the 5D New Earth with space travel and beautiful big buildings and, you know, wonderful stuff. And you're getting the feelings from all of those dimensions at the same time. So it's really hard to get the information from one particular dimension, which is this one. And I think that is mainly because, one, we are multidimensional beings, so we are picking up information from many of the other dimensions. But also because this particular dimension where the war is still, you know, raging, completely raging, the vibrational frequency and energies of Earth is so up and down. It's turbulent. It's like a ship in a storm. You know, 1 minute this feels this, another minute that feels that. It feels so real, it's happening, and then it doesn't happen. It's because everything is so up and down that we just can't predict. And I know a lot of really highly intuitive people are really struggling to see anything beyond what is actually now. They're getting feelings of this, feelings of that, and none of the feelings have you know, manifest into anything. And it's like, it's such an emotional roller coaster. But I do know one thing, and I'm going to share it with you guys, and I'm not going to share it publicly, but I will share it with you guys. I know for a fact that Tier 3 has been paid and is being paid. Many of them have already got their funds and are spending. I also know that Tier 4A is signing contracts, and we are next. But I also know that nothing is ever as it appears to be, and there's something in the shadows that is about to happen, and I feel that that's going to happen before the funding of 4A, before the funding of 4B comes. And it's going to be so left field that it has been hidden. It's like it's in the shadows. It's heading towards us, and it's in the shadows, and nobody can pick it up. It's been completely blocked from every single person I know, but everybody I know says the same thing. There is something not right. There's something there that it's like it's about to strike Earth, and it is not going to be what any of us imagine. Okay, so I have no idea about the payments. It all looks like it's going to happen this month, any second, but it has been looking that way since November, December last year, and still hasn't happened. And I do feel that there's something in the shadows waiting to strike, and I feel it'll be incredibly amazing for the beginnings of the new Earth, but not so great for the 3D old Earth. Okay? Yes, they don't want me to share this because they know that I got it right. Alright? So, this is a planet-changing event. It's almost like a complete split in the dimensions. If you watch one of I think it's Avengers movie, I don't even know which one it is, at the beginning, all of a sudden, people simply vanish. People simply disappear. It's almost as though there is a split in the dimensions, and New Earth goes in one dimension, and Old Earth stays in the other dimension, and continue with the war and all that. Okay? So it's like that there's some major, I'll repeat it again, some major earth-changing event where it will split the dimensions, and the 5D New Earth will go into a whole new dimension, and 3D Old Earth will continue in this dimension. So it's almost as though literally 5D will split away from the 3D, literally, and there'll be no interaction. It'll be like people just simply disappear. Many have said that's not true. There's no way. But there is something in the shadows that is going to change Earth forever. And it will be positive for the 5D New Earth people. It's like it is the beginning. They put the crack in between 3 and 5D, and there's like this sheet over, or this cloak over 3D, so the 5D can't even see the 3D, and the 3D can't see the 5D. It's something like that. It is a major, major, major event. And I feel that this may happen before 4B is released. That's my feeling. My feelings are usually incorrect. But this has been going on for quite a few months now. We know that there's something in the back, in the shadows, just waiting there to change Earth completely forever. So, good for 5D, not so good for 3D. So we'll just have to wait and see. I hope the money comes and the funds are released, but every time I ask my guides and the Alliance and my team and ETs and whoever else is out there, when are we getting a house? When are we moving? When's the money going to be released? They just shut down. They don't say a word. It's like their lips are being sewn up. It's like they go completely silent, and that's the end of the conversation. So we know they're hiding something major, very, very major. Okay, there's 4B being released and the humanitarian centres and all. It just doesn't feel 100%, 99%. But there's that 1% that no. Okay, so it's just that there's something in the shadows. Okay, just be aware of that. I'm not saying that that's not going to be released. I'm saying that there is something in the shadows. There's something else going on, which would be one of the main reasons why it hasn't been released yet. Okay, because it's not meant to until this event actually happens. So we'll just have to wait and see, and time will tell. I'll probably be proven wrong by the end of this. It's probably the funds have been released. I'll say, oh, Skye, you're an idiot. But no, all the highly intuitive people I know all say the same thing. There's something else happening in the shadows that's going to change Earth forever. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, just go back through some comments. Remind me next time to wear something dark. Okay, going through. I've been told that also we are the last 3D born. Yes, my husband and myself believe that great-granddaughter is an old soul, she seems. So, my eyes are watering. So clearly aware, awake and grown up. Yes. Yes, the last 3D is being born. Stop going backwards. Gotta love Facebook. You click on something and it goes the opposite direction. That's the same type of thing that Dolores Cannon talks about with the splitting of the Earth from 3 to 5D. Yes, and it comes up with, this event also comes up with Nibiru, Nirabai, however you want to pronounce it, and also with the Grand Solar event. It's all tied in together, and the pole shift and everything, it's all tied in together. I just know that whatever it is that's coming and is waiting in the shadows, none of us will ever be prepared for except those who actually know what it is. And of course that would be, you know, the ETs and spirit and probably the negative government factions, the dark projects. If you look at the movie 2012, perfect movie, perfect example. They knew that this earth crustal displacement, where the surface of the earth crumbles and It's kind of like a pole shift. Is going to happen. They're building ships and arcs and all these different things to save certain people, all going on behind the scenes. They know what's happening, they know it, but it's being blocked from us regular people. So okay, stop going backwards. Oh my god. What happens to our family members who are still asleep? Remember, nobody is asleep. Not one person is asleep. Everybody knows exactly what they need to know when they need to know it, according to what their spirit wants to experience. Okay, so what happens to them is they continue living their experience. If it's their spirit's choice to become aware of what's going on, then that's what will happen. If it's their spirit's choice to remain in the experience they're having now and not be aware, then that's their choice. And we have to respect that, because that is the spirit's choice of experience. But just remember, no such thing as awake, no such thing as asleep. Okay, everybody is completely aware to what they need to know when they need to know it. Okay, so how do we know it happens? When it happens, it'll happen. We'll know when it happens. Until then, we don't know. Okay, have read that on other posts. This really resonates with me. Yeah, there's something there. 3D thinks that we disappeared then. I think from the feeling I get, and it's really complicated, that the 3D timeline, whatever the event is whatever it is, whatever actually happens, they will see us as victims of the event. Not that we've been shifted into a whole different dimension, that we'll actually be victims of the event. It's really complicated. It's really, really complicated. I feel it too. Yeah, there's just something it's not right. It's doing my head in. It really is. Because as soon as I ask about anything coming or something, it's like that's the end of the conversation. They just go completely silent, like really silent, absolute block. And it's like, can't you just give me a little bit? And then there's no more talking for the rest of the day. So even if I change the conversation, like it stops. It disappears. So I saw a sign sun gazing today. I can't even look at the sky lately. It hurts my eyes. I wish I could. The sky is beautiful, but the brightness kills my eyes. I feel the same way. I hate the idea of life because lots of my loved ones are not awake. I know. None of my loved ones are awake except my mum and brother. Mind you, none of them exist in my life anymore, so it doesn't matter. They're on their own timeline. Okay. So are we waiting for the sleeping to awaken because it's getting long? No. We never were. We never really were waiting for people to wake up. That was part of the Q thing, and save everybody and wake everybody up. And it's like, no, we never were, because you can't wake anybody up. And the people who are meant to awaken or become aware, they will in their own time. And that is the human ego that says we need to wait for people to wake up. Everything happens in perfect divine timing, and nothing happens before or after that exact moment that it's meant to. So no, we're not waiting for people. We are going to be 5D, so we will just have to keep ascending. Yeah, look, you're always ascending. Always. You never stop. Even when you're in spirit, no matter what incarnation you're in, if you're a 6th density, 12th dimensional being, you're still ascending. Always. It never stops. It's never one event. It never is in increments. It is a constant, every single moment in the now experience. So all this, we're in the ascension event. You always have been. You always have been. And the ascension event is not an event. It's a belief about a certain time period or certain happenings. And you're always awakening, always ascending, constantly. Okay, arrests are going on. Yes, and we're seeing more and more evidence. I believe the last one is Ricky Martin. going to possibly, possibly. I didn't even know he was in it until I saw it on the news. It's like, okay, oh, there's another one. Okay. My memory of people in my life is disappearing. Is this normal? Yes, 100%. 100% normal, because what you're doing is, as your consciousness is expanding, your brain is cleansing your memory space to make way for a hell of a lot more information. Okay, so you're getting rid of what you no longer need. Okay, perfectly normal, absolutely normal, and it's a beautiful thing. Yes, heard that also. I heard this weekend, probably we are on the get ready, set, go on the mark. They are interrupting off and on, sound again, they cannot stop it. Yeah. I lost it. Where am I? Nothing can stop it. Maybe the sound, but their bullshit will stop soon. Yes. Major and so ready. Like a live red pimple to pop. Ooh. Yes, money, need it. When can we start? The humanitarian center can start. I am good with whatever the good people and God, Jesus, I want it. I'm good with it. Yeah. Look, as soon as the money comes, start, have fun, go with it. But in the meantime, just keep on working on your awareness and your spiritual connection. That's the most important thing. Okay, it still doesn't mean that stops it from happening. No, that's right. Just makes sense. Stops again, lost you again. What about little children? Little children, they're the same as you and I, same as adults. They're always ascending, they're always working on themselves, they're always learning, exploring, becoming more aware. Same. Animals are the same. Your pets are the same, insects, everybody is the same. Everyone is always working on themselves, learning, developing. Even crocodiles and sharks, they're learning, they're developing themselves, they're doing wonderful things. So yeah, animals, trees, everything never ever stops ascending. Okay. Yeah, someone's playing silly buggers with the internet, I think. They're bringing up information they don't want out. What about the medbeds, healing centers we are preparing? Is it necessary in 5D Earth? So in the 3D Earth, we call them healing centers. Okay, because healing refers to that there is something wrong. Something is not right. Something is not in alignment. So you need to heal it. In 5D, they're called wellness centers because they keep you well. They keep you healthy. They keep your physical vessel in perfect working condition. So in 5D, we will not need healing centers. They will be wellness centers, and you will go there basically just for a tune-up. So it's a very, very different thing. Same sort of process, but the mindset, the consciousness surrounding it is extremely different. So you're not going to have, in 5D New Earth, for the beginnings, the transition phase, yes, you will still need the counselors and things like that, but in many years to come, you won't need healing centers or wellness centers. You will just need basically like one wellness center a city, where you just go and you have a tune-up. That's it. You won't need counseling or rehabilitation or anything like that, unless you have lower dimensional beings in your city or whatnot, which actually do need healing, which a lot of the planets do have. So in 5D, they are wellness centers. Okay. What about little children? I think I read that. Why do they keep us in the dark? For control. People unaware are easier to control and manipulate. From what I see, there is one lineage from each family that has chosen to ascend. I see that too. I have observed that as well. Yes. Yes, it's usually one family member in the entire family that is is aware, if you want to use the term awake. Yeah. Do we still see our family, but we're on different timelines? I don't know. I really don't know. There's literally no information about this. This is just a feeling that there's something there and this may happen. Okay, I don't know. Where we go one, we go all. Maybe we will not have pain as 3D. Well, that's right. I mean, if you look at how it is now. Okay. Oh my God, that hour went quick. If you look at how it is now, we've got the war going on. We've got people homeless. We've got poverty. We've got so much darkness at the moment, and yet so many of us are already in the fifth dimensional vibrational frequency, and it's barely affected us. We're flying along, super easy and hardly touched us. So, that's how it is right now. So it could be just the same. When the humanitarian funds are finally released, then the 3D, the rest of the world may be in total chaos and panic, while we're sitting back, spending up all our funds, buying, hiring, creating, having a wonderful time. We won't even notice what's going on in the world. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ricky Martin facing 50 years in prison, according to the media, for sexually assaulting his nephew or something like that. Pimple popping, I like that. Alright, I'll do one or two more. I keep hearing darkness is what is coming. I keep hearing that too, but it doesn't feel like that. I don't feel darkness is coming. I feel light is coming. So I guess it depends on which timeline you're choosing to be in, which timeline you're on. Many people feel darkness is coming, and I know many truthers who say they, or claim to be very high vibe, feeling darkness is coming and no light. And many high vibrational people have chosen, their spirit have chosen to remain in the 3D timeline to hold the light and to help guide people, while many others have chosen to go into the 5D timeline and build the foundations for the new earth. So for me personally, I don't feel any kind of darkness surrounding my future at all, except maybe being stuck in a motel room. I feel it's very light and very positive, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't see anything negative or dark about it. So I guess it just depends on your perception and what timeline you're in as to what you get in the feeling for. Okay, let's see. Thank you for all you do for sharing with us. Much gratitude. Can you tell please how teaching looks like on Venus? All right, this will be the last one. Okay, so the teaching on Venus is much like the teaching here. So you basically, you have a class, or I can tell you from my experience as a mentor on Venus. So I would have a class of about 20 people, 25 max, and sometimes only 3, sometimes 5, sometimes 15. It depends on what the class is. And for me personally, because I'm a mentor in medveds and healing technologies and spiritual development, I would have a class when I'm teaching healing that would have everybody stands around. What the hell's going on? All these sirens. It's Campbelltown. What do you expect? See, I need my blinkers. Ambulances. Okay. So you have like this stone kind of marble. It's some kind of stone marble bench. I can't remember what it is. It's not an earth stone or anything. It's Venusian, I think it is. Where you have a patient lay down, and it's usually a lower dimensional being. So it could be a 3D human. It could be someone that they've picked up from another planet. And they lay on this bench, and I demonstrate how the healing is done, and I talk them through what I'm actually doing, and then we have the students work on each other. and then I go around and I tell them and teach them. I tune in to what they're actually doing so I can feel and visualize what they're doing through telepathy. And I tell them, you know, okay, you need to go here, you need to go there, blah 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 blah. And yeah, that's basically what it is. We have the spiritual development for the lower dimensional beings. But for the Venusians, they start their kids in school at age 3. And it is, they learn meditation, they learn about the stars, they learn about technology, healing, you name it. They get on, you know, they have their usual fights. They're kids. I want this toy, I want that toy, I want that, blah blah blah. They hit each other, and they're pretty much the same as humans. The main difference is the technology is a lot more advanced, about 10,000 years more advanced than ours, and they have more awareness of consciousness, so they're more in tune with universal consciousness. So they're pretty much the same as us, and most of them wear robes. Okay, a lot of them, especially the higher dimensional ones, they wear robes of different colors. When you're teaching in that, it's usually white robes. And there's not that much difference to here on Earth, except there's not yes, they have ego, but it's not like the greedy ego. It's like they show their ego to the lower dimensional beings. They say to us, you need to transcend your ego, get off your high horse, blah blah blah. And then 5 seconds, I am this, I am that. It's like, God, get off your high horse, mate. But it's all in good fun, you know. It's not pushing their weight around. They have competitions between themselves and each other, and, you know, pranks, and I can do this prank better than you, and I can create this body better than what you can create a body, and, you know, typical ego stuff. But funnily enough, the egos and the competition is usually between the men, so they're not that much different to Earth. No disrespect to men, but yeah, it's usually the women who has the more compassion and look after the kids and do all that, while the men do the other stuff, the technology stuff and all that sort of thing. So yeah, they're very similar to Earth, except technology and conscious awareness. So yeah. Okay, guys, I will leave it there. That last hour went so quick. And like I said at the beginning, I'm not sure if I'm going to do another one. Probably will. Can't help myself. But we'll see. We'll wait a couple of weeks and we'll see how we go. And yeah, I wish everybody an absolute, you know, wonderful day, morning, night, whatever. And I will send everybody the recordings as well in your email. Okay. And a couple of you I've sent previously to your Facebook. I will send it to your email because apparently, according to Q and everybody else, that Facebook's going to go down soon. So if it's in Facebook, you're not going to have access to it. So I'll send it to you through your email. Okay. So yeah, if you got any questions, let me know, and have a great one. Okay, thanks. Bye.